Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Luck-Based Degeneracy, where art is all luck-based. I am your host, Kreat-Like-Crete.
I am the co-host, Absolonanonymous.
And hello, my name is Solitaryscribbles.
And we have an exciting menu planned for today. Get it? Because it's a joke about people eat. Okay. So, Scribbles.
Yes.
You are an animator, a very prolific one at that in the community. You are. I'd say in the community you're pretty prolific in terms of animation. So if you could, would you want to go into specifics of ones you've made, or any ones that you found particularly good or bad?
Tell us your secrets so we can steal them.
I made a lot of paired out ones.
Yeah.
I've made I don't know. I just well, when I first started doing animations on this account in particular, I would usually just hammer out one over a Saturday or whatever, because that's when I was that's kind of what I used to start learning at TV Paint, which is the software that I use for a lot of them. And a lot of them are really rough. I kept it that way because I don't know. You get the motivation to start, and then when it comes to cleaning up, you're like, I don't. It's fine.
They'll like it anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, I use TV Paint for most of them on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Was there any one of those that you've done that you particularly liked?
Let me think for a minute. There's... I don't know if this is my best one, but there's one as a commission I did of someone's character named Rosie, which is just sort of a sudden gain thing that I thought came out pretty well. There was also a furry one I did as a commission, and an inflation one that I think actually turned out alright as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about the inverse? Which one of those are you not happy with looking back on?
Oh.
Besides the obvious, just the ones I first started out with because I didn't know what I was doing, unless that is the answer.
Yeah. There's a Gravity Falls related one I did.
Oh.
That I kinda regret doing, because I was ignorant. I didn't fully realize the connotations that might be carried out.
No.
I mean, the weird thing is, it's I don't know if it's a weird mental thing or what, because nobody has said anything controversial about it. I think it's just me, and looking back, and I'm oh man, I kind of wish I didn't do that one. 'Cause, I mean, the thing is, there's nothing lewd about it or anything. It's just that it's there, and it's oh, I hope.
Nah, don't worry, man. I just gotta be honest with you real quick. It's I hope that doesn't get taken out of context way in.
You followed.
We all make mistakes. I remember when I first started, I didn't really have a sort of a kind of a concept that I was a little bit younger, more naive. So I just stopped doing them altogether.
Yeah.
I only do characters of age. I just don't really enjoy it.
Falling into our trap, boys. We got them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. The FBI breaks through the wall.
Oh no, they're here already.
Scribbles, you're on.
Jump out the window! Oh my god! But yeah, I think you know, it's sort of a weird thing, but nah, as long as there's sort of like an understanding, and yeah, I don't know, it's a weird topic to talk about.
It is, but I completely understand your discontent with it, because I think most people are, if they have any sort of logic in their head. It's like, probably shouldn't be doing this. But sadly, you didn't realize it fast enough. But yeah, it's whatever.
Don't feel like we're like personally attacking you or something.
No.
It's not. It's not what we're trying to do at all.
Every artist in any community that does work similar to this has fallen into that trap before. I think that should be one of the new terms for trap. Is what was it? There was something that someone made where it was know your ages, and there was a picture of Jotaro. It said 17 can't be fucked, but it's Jotaro, and then it showed like some childlike looking character, 26. It's like, know your lane. That should be that. We should think of like a term for that for these kind of communities, because there's too many weirdos out there.
I believe the term is.
I know that, but
I think you kind of missed that one, Kreat. I'm just saying.
I'm aware, but I'm also saying that.
Are you? Like it's just like you're about to say yeah, but you just paused.
Yeah, that reminds me of one time I got a commission for I was commissioned to draw a Toho character, and anyone who knows even the slice bit, because I know absolutely zero about Toho, but what I do know is that most of them do not look like adults. But the thing is that a lot of them are like 30 years old, or sometimes 1,000 years old, or whatever. But the thing was, out of the whole cavalcade of Toho characters, which I think is in like the triple digits, the person just happened to want one that is of questionable age. Like it said age range is like 14 to 27. Like what kind of fucking age range is that?
It's a really sus.
I was like, you're looking mad sus, bro.
What was that thing that we were in like another Discord server last night, and it's like this ad is pretty sus, and it's just like some marathoners like a commercial for yogurt or something, and then some like black guy is running like carrying some, I don't know, but he says I'm gonna come, and then some kid walks out, and then like yogurt, he like drops it, whatever he's carrying, and then like yogurt just goes into the kid's mouth.
Oh man,
I don't know.
What you're describing is very sus.
I know. That's I probably don't know entirely the details of what happened, but that's just what I remember hearing last night. I don't know. Don't take anything.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, what the fuck? What kind of commercial is that?
I don't.
Like, what are you trying to sell me?
Just trying to sell you yogurt, man. Don't get the wrong idea.
I don't know, dude.
There's another. Now that you mention that, there's another commercial. I don't remember what it was advertising at all, but it was like this like college or whatever, and I guess this girl got like a bad grade on her test. She goes up to the professor and it's like, suggesting that she'll give him the favor for a higher grade. And I don't remember what it was advertising at all. I think it was some food. I think. I don't know if I can even find it really quick.
There was a. Pretty sure there's some Nostalgia Critic fans out there, but there was the one thing he did where it was the commercials. He has commercial special, which I still say some of his older stuff is still, I think, pretty enjoyable to watch. But the thing was, he was just doing old nostalgic commercials, and one of them was something called the wet banana. And he was just like my wet banana. It was a slide, and the commercial was like, even Mom likes the wet banana, and they just in his straight up, in his nostalgia critic voice, it was like, Mom, get off my wet banana. And then the next commercial thing, he did ones where they were very implicitly using sexual or NSFW innuendos. They were using but there was one where it was called like the Johnson and the Wonder Boner.
Oh, yeah, that I remember.
It was like the Johnson was your boat. Yeah, the Johnson was like a boat, and it was saying like your kids and your Johnson. It's like
yeah.
Said I don't think you should be getting anywhere near your kids with your Johnson. Then the Wonder Boner was the that was the one that like kind of broke him. It's like they know they can't not know. It's impossible.
Oh boy. I think the funniest thing I've ever seen is I think it was like a poster in preschool or something, or you know how like the teachers, they get like these posters to make kids clean up or something, or clean up for themselves, right? I just remember seeing a poster this one time that said even Batman listens to his mom.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh boy, they haven't read the comics, have they? Or even watched Batman Begins.
Yeah.
With Liam Neeson and
looks like somebody needs to do some reading. Imagine if some kid just was looking at that like, but Batman's parents are dead. Just some little preschool kid, but his parents are dead.
Yeah.
It's the stock sound effect that I used to introduce people. Yay!
Yeah. Oh, was Kermit. Oh.
I love Clueless. I love Clueless marketing. It's one of the funniest things in the world to me. Just to see how someone could just completely just miss the point,
Yeah, it happens, and it's hilarious when it does.
I found the commercial, by the way. It was for Pop Rocks. Yeah, she puts the Pop Rocks in her mouth and then starts giving the teacher a blowjob. Yeah.
This is on TV.
I don't know if it was on. I don't know if it was on TV or banned or what. I could link it if you want.
I would be interested in seeing this.
There was
whatever this is.
That reminds me of I don't know if it's fake to this day. It probably is, but there was one commercial for Skittles that I remember seeing, and
it's the one where they're like in the
yeah,
they just got married, and the dude's like, oh yeah, I saw that one.
What was it? What was he gonna say? Like, he was saying something. It was. I know he wasn't saying like I'm gonna What was it gonna? What was it? It wasn't anything like that. It was just shit. I don't remember. I don't want to remember, but
I know which one you're talking about though.
The
Taste the Limbo.
Alright, guys, I'll be right back in like 20 seconds. All right.
Looks like we're gonna have to cut.
Sure,
oh my god. Oh wow, look at that, we came back. I got struck by lightning in the top of my head and I died, and now I'm speaking to you from hell, but also in real life.
Here's the commercial, by the way.
Let's take a
No
gander.
boy. I will take a gander after the episode ends.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unless
boy.
Absolon wishes to describe it, and then I'll see it later.
Okay, so it's basically a person getting an F on the test, and then it's like, I want you to change my grade. And, it's just a Pop Rocks commercial.
Yeah.
And she puts Pop Rocks in her mouth while giving the dude...
That's a real commercial?
Oh my god. I hope it's not.
I mean, I hope it's not too, but...
Like... This is like a next level kind of... I want to just, like, not breathe.
Nah, dude, the, what was it? There was one kind of commercial that I remember. It was for, I think it was for some, like, rock... It was for some, like, Guitar Hero style game, I want to say. And it was an Australian ad. And it was just some, like, very nice-looking mother at, like, her son's birthday party or whatever. And she makes him, this nice little cake, and she's, happy birthday to you, like, doing the whole spiel. And then the kid just gets up from the couch and just smacks it out of her hand, and she looks legitimately distraught, like, how hard she worked on the cake and everything. And then the kid's just like, fucking sponge cake? Fuck! It just sits down.
I think I have a
And
vivid memory of that.
It was for, like,
I don't remember.
it was for, what was it? Yeah, and then it just said instant rock star, or, like born a rock star or something, and it was for some video game, but just, I always love how the kid's just like, fucking sponge cake? Fuck! That's all he does. That's all the kid says.
That sounds pretty funny, but not really.
Yeah, poor mom. Poor kid's an asshole, but the,
Oh well, that's the price you pay for having
oh,
rocks.
they're so cool, but there was...
The luck-based Degeneracy podcast does not condone
Absolutely, no, not
domestic abuse.
But the there was another one akin to that, which sort of ties in pretty neatly. I remember it was really big in my school back when I was younger, and a bunch of kids had found it, and it was one of those videos that everyone got passed around. But there was a guy in a convenience store, and his kid was there, and his kid starts throwing this huge tantrum, and then it's literally like 30 seconds of this kid, like smacking shit off the shelves, and just hitting everything, screeching and yelling and just being a nuisance. And all it said at the end was just, use condoms. It was a condom ad, yeah. I thought it was...
Wow.
I mean, it's brilliant. If you think about it.
Yeah. It's truly capturing the essence of why having a kid too early is detrimental to one's sanity. Also, I remember this commercial. It was like Kit Kat or something. And it was like... the mom's like looking for the car keys or something. And then the kid just like, he's like, where's the car keys? And then she just hears the toilet flushing. And then the kid walks out of the bathroom. And just like smiles or something. And it just cuts to like the oven being on and there's like screaming and banging inside of it. And then it's like, have a break, have a Kit Kat or something like that. Oh, man, I remember that one. I just like, is that a real commercial? I think it was. But like, damn. I think that's the real situation to kind of like just debate whether or not you're ready to have kids. Although flushing your parents' car keys is not really recommended, but also it happens. I guess it's just part of the beauties of raising children, I suppose. Either way.
I love how we just turned this episode into like kind of free advertising for a little bit.
Yeah.
Buy Pop Rocks
And also
Kit Kat.
Dorito.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also
last commercial I'm
Skittles.
going to talk about, but it was one of recent years, and it's not and nothing sexual or NSFW. It's just I just think brilliant comedy. It was it was an Oreo commercial, and they were all in a library, and the two guys in the commercial start talking about like best part of the cookie or the cream, and he said but the thing is they were whispering because they were in a library, so it kept escalating, but everyone was still whispering. So like they started like throwing each other and like punching each other through the shelves and like jumping off railings, just like cookie cream, like that sort of thing. And then everyone else, like their fight causes like a fire, and then the firefighters like burst through the front door, with their hoses, screaming like fire, fire. And then the secretary, I'm calling the police. It was just brilliant comedy. I thought that was an excellent an excellent commercial just because it was funny.
That sounds pretty.
Yeah, but I was also mad didn't have dick jokes and swearing, because that's the only way to get to my generation. You have to swear a lot.
And
like the Wendy's one where they did the eat spicy goodness like a boss, and everyone collectively had heart failure.
I thought the one that caused collective heart failure was the anti-smoking ad that had all the memes from like 5 to 10 years ago.
Yeah, just there's a reason they're dead. Yeah, no, the people in the commercial. They're all dead. All right, let's get off commercial talk.
They're all dead. Okay.
Their bodies were never found. But so beyond that, do you have anything you wish to speak of?
So I heard you're hitting the yeet and heading out.
Yeah, I'm outie.
You're outie.
Yeah.
You're gonna head outie in an Audi.
Yeah.
In a car Audi. By Audi.
2 of them.
The one that has the logo that I keep on mistaking for the Olympic rings.
That's we've had to. Yeah, this.
But in all seriousness, you just decided, man, I'm not having fun with this anymore, so I'm just gonna just head out.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of different little reasons, but I guess
You don't have to go into it if you don't want. Just
yeah, I guess I could go for like the 2 main ones. I guess one of the ones is like there's a lot of other stuff that I want to do. And the thing with the Solitaryscribbles is that it became like a really easy place to retreat to, I guess. Because it's like, you have an established group of people that like your stuff, and like if you draw something, they're gonna like it, and if you open, like I'm just being real, like if you open commissions, people are gonna get something, and I don't know, it became a pretty easy place to retreat to. It's like a place where it's like, I know that I could just come back here whenever. And I think that's sort of like messed with my flow a little bit. But I think it sort of like kept me back from doing the other things that I wanted to do. Just because it was just so easy to just like backpedal into SS again. And I think I just needed to like sort of just cut it off, at least, in a public sense at least. And also, you're over the 3 or so or whatever years with Scribbles. It's been a good ride. I'm not trying to say that this was terrible and that was it's been good, and I've met a lot of really awesome people along the way. but there's some things in the art related sense that I don't think the Solitary Scribbles gallery as a whole kind of reflects the
Right.
type of fat artist
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
There are just some things that I drew that I'm kind of like, I don't know if that really represents me. And if I could like go back in time to like 2016 or whatever, I would have done some things differently. I probably would have said no to a lot more props. But you know, it's like you're young and you're ignorant, and like so, sometimes you do some things without seeing like how that could affect you in the long run or whatever. And like I guess I could get a bit specific. I know that my gallery on SS as a whole isn't that
Mm-hmm.
lewd, like in general. It's pretty vanilla as a whole, but I also think that there's a lot of stuff in there that I like. If it was just me drawing what I wanted to draw, I probably wouldn't have drawn a lot of a lot of the stuff in there, because I know that this is gonna sound really oxymoronish, but I know that this whole thing is like the fetish community, but I don't necessarily want to draw stuff
Mm-hmm.
to make people horny.
Hmm.
Like, I like drawing fats and all that stuff, but I think I like drawing stuff more on the like
Yeah.
cute side or funny side of stuff. Not that there's anything wrong at all with, you know, getting a little bit more loot. I just don't think that that's my thing personally.
Yeah, man. I
And
get it.
yeah, I feel like somewhere along the line I kind of lost vision of that. Because I
And
like money.
and that's totally
And-
valid.
I don't know. I mean, I was in college and whatever, so like, but that's not to say like, I know some people are gonna like listen to this and get a little self-conscious and think, oh, it was my commission one of the things that, you know, but and most likely not. Most the people, they're really good friends that I've made on this 3-year, well, for this phase 3-year journey on DA, that they might be into like some different things, but their commissions have always been fun to work on because they're different, and I like working on different fun stuff even if I'm not necessarily into it. And the unfavorable types of commissions, I won't get too deep into this, but like the unfavorable ones tend to be, I guess, the really basic ones. Like can I have X character but facing the screen, and like, you know, it's just like basic ones like that. And I'm not trying to like knock anyone's taste, you know, it's like you're into what you're into, that's totally fine. It's just that actually, you know, drawing that can get
draining,
kind of like
What, tedious?
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone out there, this isn't Scribbles speaking, this is me. Stop being basic bitches about things.
I mean, I don't want to like, you know, if they're into it, they're into it. I don't want to like say, you know,
you didn't say that. I said that.
That doesn't make.
Here's a little thing from Absolon. Sometimes artists like to be challenged, and by challenged I mean not drawing the same position for everything, and going off a little bit more information. I personally, whenever I, do things for people, I like to ask, do you want something specific or something? Because I don't really like coming up with my own stuff. I feel like my own poses and stuff are kind of meh. I like to ask people, say, would you like something dynamic or something crazy or, maybe a different perspective, just to give me a little bit of a spice when I'm doing it. And he's yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh yeah, sounds good. And that's fine. But it kind of like helps to give the artist something to work with, not just say, draw this character fat and nothing else.
No, I'm definitely in the camp of I'm definitely in the camp of I would prefer if you had, specifics or an idea or outline, because the commissions I've gotten where it just says, I want this character big. It's like, do you want them from above? Do you want them from behind? Do you want and they say, I want them fat. Like, okay. Until you think of a way to explain this beyond the comprehension of a kindergartner, I'm not going to do the commission. Just make sure. I'm not saying you need, a 3-page essay of what you need, but, you give me enough to work with, at least. Please. That'd be very helpful. Really nice. But, that's people for you.
Yeah, I really appreciate the people who put their commission prompts and info in like a nice, organized way with like details that you could really like get an idea.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah, I really appreciate stuff like that, and but also like every now and again, you also get the ones that are like the really good ones, and I'm not like trying to knock on people, but like the really good ones that are like, can I have like X character at like 300 pounds or whatever, and there's no sort of photo reference or art reference at all, and I always ask, like, do you have image reference? Because I know, like, I've been in this community long enough to know that when they say 300, they don't mean 300. Like, if they give you a ref, they're probably like 600 or something. Like, nobody has the same concepts. Everyone has different mentalities of what certain numbers
that's
look like.
The thing I've always had a problem with that, when people say, oh yeah, make her 300 pounds or 400 pounds, like, you do know that with character bios or anything, that can mean literally any shape. Some people will make, a character that weighs, 800 pounds or something, and, they look whatever. Could be like just bone density or musculature. But when they just say, 300 pounds, it's like, but just photo reference. But just, what's the shape? Just give me the shape, please.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite things that some people in the community sort of have, it was never commissioned for me. It was a commission for someone else, or just something that someone else had talked about. They talked about a commission they got once where, like, a girl was fat and she went to the hospital and they had to remove her fat from her body to, like, heal her up for some contrived reason. And then when the girl woke up, she realized that one of the doctors wanted to be fat, so she took her fat and put it in herself. But then the story concluded with the girl who got the fat taken out of her had it put back in her body. And my only question was, does this person not realize that, like, fat isn't just some magical fluff that just kind of appears under your skin? Like, this, you do realize what this person's doing, right? It was weird. That was weird.
Yeah. Kreat has a couple of little bad memories.
No, just
From,
just
his time
fucking.
working in the hospital.
You don't even have to work in a hospital to know that fat isn't some magical substance that just appears out of nowhere. It's no.
Wait, it isn't?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I know. I am just making the big funny.
I'm joking. Okay.
Y'all some weird motherfuckers out there.
Tired.
What are the best characters from any series to make this kind of art about?
Like
That's subjective.
Like the best.
Yeah, you know what the answer is though?
Draw fat.
The ones that are of age.
Or...
Tied it in.
Boom.
Nice.
Boom. Got him.
I thought you were gonna like give a mean answer
No.
like Clover.
Oh God, no! You're just.
Or Frankie.
Nope.
This is just Clover from Totally Spies.
There's Clover.
Blonde-haired one.
Oh. Oh yeah, the very very well known.
Her and
answer
Frankie are
that
the
everybody's
basic,
said every
like
once
the
in a
basic bitch levels. Also, both of them are underage, you bunch of idiots. Yeah. Clover's in high school.
Makes sense.
And Frankie, I don't
Yeah.
think I ever gave a discriminate
sense.
age, but I know she ain't 18.
I thought Frankie was
Well, I
that
guess,
age or whatever.
Time to look it up. Frankie Foster. The first thing that popped up in Google was Frankie Foster age. Oh, she is 22. She's 22, so... Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, okay, I stand corrected. On the record.
Well,
Frank... Yeah,
okay, Frankie is okay. You can
you can
make
beat your meat till it looks like beef jerky to her, but Clover, no, she's 16. So is Sailor Moon, she's 14.
Oh well. Oh well. That won't stop people.
They
who
won't
realize
stop.
this.
Nothing will stop me and my conquest.
Oh no.
You think you can defeat Deviantart?
You think you can stop the unstoppable? Oh boy.
Yeah, but
But I noticed Scribbles that you draw like your characters occasionally, like sort of characters you come up with. I think one of her names is Ebony.
Yes.
What's the backstory behind these characters?
Well, for Ebony, if I remember right, I made her back when I had Hipponite, which was my first account that I closed, and then I came back 10 months later. I think she came from. I think I was just doodling, because I think that was around the time that I had gotten a drawing tablet, an actual drawing tablet. I think it was just doodling stuff, and she was originally supposed to be Hispanic, but I think the way she came out, she looked more black. So I think I just sort of ran with that. And it was just like a horrible, dumb little dude for like demanding brownies, which sort of just became like her favorite food or whatever. So I don't really have a deep backstory for
there's no
no.
I can relate to that.
What is the lore?
Scribbles. It's because I have a frog character who I made her when I first joined. When I first joined DeviantArt, which also was 3 years ago. And she's just a frog character, and throughout the years I kind of wanted to like give her a story, but then I just sort of thought to myself, you know what? I'm just gonna be making a bunch of stupid fetish pictures for her, so I'll just make her literally just it's There's no point. It's adding sprinkles onto something that doesn't need sprinkles. You know? Like, she's just a stupid, dumb frog who likes to do stupid, dumb fetish things, and that's it. That's it. Nothing else is needed. Now, other characters I've made, I've gifted backstories and whatnot, and they've been siphoned off to, you know, other legitimate work. But the frog character, she just stays in that little cocoon of, yep, you will be used for the fats and the bloats and all that, and nothing more. And she's fine with that.
And nothing more. She has a contract?
Yeah, she signed it in blood. So that's what happens when you join the island of Kreat.
Oh my god. Yes. You give up your soul and
You give up your soul. That's it. Everyone becomes a ginger.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't giving my soul. What are you talking about? No. Scribbles help.
Give me your soul, Kreat.
No shit.
Yes.
No.
I've been building up power all this time as the co-host. I will take my rightful place as the true leader of the luck-based degeneracy podcast, and my last obstacle is killing you and taking your blood.
Who am I to stand in the way of such ambition?
Yeah.
I don't want him to get it.
See, he gets it.
This is bad.
Too late, he's already got it.
Scribbles, do you have any other characters besides Ebony, or she just
Yeah, I have a few
yes.
that I don't draw enough of. There's her roommate Kiwi, the one with the big boobs, and then there's Tsukiko, which is the one I think I draw the most. Who was she's one of the few skinny ones I have, but she's also like a huge,
as they are,
pervert, a huge FA, and yeah, and her whole thing is like trying to get up and close and personal and all that with different characters.
It's always
and silly shenanigans ensue.
Wouldn't it be interesting if someone made like a fetish character and then made someone alongside that who actually didn't like this stuff, or just like a sort of a character that just kind of just didn't really get it. Like they tolerated it, but they were kind of like
gross.
Kind of gross.
You gross us.
Ew,
you gross us.
Those
you gross
exist.
a circle.
Those don't exist.
I'm scared.
Oh no.
I'm scared of simple geometry.
I'm scared. Help.
It make me go
It's very spooky.
But not in a good way, in a bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that it is always there's always that dynamic where it's, you know, it's a thin girl who's super into it, and then the fat girl's like, but why? We have a few friends who have characters similar to that dynamic where, yeah, it's just very thin small one and very big fat one, and then the big fat one's like, but why do you like it? And then that's pretty much how all of it goes.
And the thin small one is like crouched out in the corner
to themselves.
They're just like peeling off their skin and
digging into their
I'm very hungry. I just
like
satisfaction.
And then you just hear the peeling.
And then the fat one is like,
like
there's all Tim Allen. They're all just Tim Allen. Every fat character is just Tim Allen.
Oh no.
Ho improvement. The one thing I'm somewhat glad is that a majority of the artists that I've met take the community like not seriously at all. I do think that ironically this community, which is normally known for just like fetish stuff or jokes, it tries to be all hug boxy and easygoing, can be really, really, really sensitive about stuff like this. But I'm glad that most of the artists that I've met in this community are just as silly about this whole ordeal of fat art as I am, or Absolon, or just anybody, because I think some of the community takes itself way too seriously about it.
Yeah, I think it's important. It's definitely important to be self-aware and realize that, like, what you're into is really niche and weird, and I guess just kind of roll with that and just have fun with it and not try to like you said, take it too seriously. Yeah, like the last commission I did with a really, really good friend of mine, we organized this commission with the because over the whole time period of Solitaryscribbles, there's been this sequence with Peridot, and how she gains weight or whatever, and the last part, which was part 6, I think came out last year, and as DA does, they ask for more of them, bigger and whatnot. And a really good friend of mine commissioned me to do this final part, which was the last piece I uploaded to DA before I put up the zip file of part 7 of a mini comic of Peridot and Lapis, like super huge fat faces, and they're like, well, and Lapis is like, gee, Perry, how are we gonna get out of this one? And then the second panel is them completely back to normal and thin again, and essentially they're like, I can't believe Steven found a cure to make us thin, and no matter how much we eat, we'll never get fat again, so I guess we'll never ever ever have to get fat ever again. And it's the stuff like that I really enjoyed working on. I like the silly, funny stuff that doesn't take itself too seriously. That's the kind of stuff I really like.
Did anybody get mad about that?
I don't know if anyone got mad. I don't know, but I know that quite a few people thought that it was a commentary on the show itself and how it resolves subplots, when it was really supposed to be more of like sort of
I'm disappointed that no one was like, oh no, but there would never be Peridot and Lapis fat art ever again. I don't know. No, you're gonna lose subscriber. Did you just post commentary, bro? You're gonna lose subscriber.
It's always like an achievement when you get when your art gets featured in a cringe comic.
That recently happened with me I think it wasn't a cringe comp. No, it was just mentioned as it was just mentioned as like a weird pick. That's all. It wasn't. The dude didn't like take his time to be like, oh, this guy obviously has type 3 autism and is going to explode. But no, he was just like, yeah, I think that this is more of what a black hole should look like. I think the only reason I got that is because I am positive, because I looked it up on Deviantart before I made it. I think I was the first person to make a fat black hole chin. I wasn't the first to have the idea, but according to Deviantart, before mine, I was the first. So I think that's the only reason. I was just the first one to do it.
Nice.
And then I told the guy who made the video, like, hey, link my page. And he was just like, sure. Dude was super cool. He wasn't mean.
Own it.
What if I got him on this?
Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy.
That'd be awesome, actually. He seems cool.
That'd be pretty fun. You should ask him.
Relating to that, actually, I always think it's like really cool when you come across, you know, when I mean, being the community that it is, you're always gonna get some comments that are like, you know, WTF is this, because they happen to stumble across it. But it's always cool, the rare times where somebody who isn't into it is like, they question it, but they're also cool with it. Like they understand that it's like a weird fetish thing, but they're also not being like a douche about it, and they're actually being really cool.
Yeah, the people are like, I don't really understand this, but good work on it.
Yeah. It doesn't happen. It's really rare, but when it does happen, it's like...
Damn, nice people are out there.
I'd definitely say it's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first true bonding experience me and Kreat was contacting VA Cringe and asking him.
Yeah, we cross-posted where I told him, hey, you should check out Absolon stuff, and Absolon said, hey, you should check out Kreat stuff. We never got a response back, but...
We did.
I think a Magiswords commission I did got posted on the and it's the commission of the same really good friend that I did the Paradigm Lapis thing with, so that was pretty fun.
Speaking of comments, like what are some of the better ones you've ever gotten? I'm pretty sure you've caught yourself a few interesting ones, if any even come to mind.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I could start off if you want. Like I got like my first hate comment in like a week, and it was just from someone who was saying, the real world physics of this is impossible. Diabetes and obesity kill you, like that whole thing. And he's saying like, you should kill yourself or be fat. And then I just responded Lamau, and I was just saying, yeah, I mean, dude, they're just drawings, calm down. And he was just... And then my favorite part of the whole thing is that he was, coming in piss and vinegar. And then he says afterwards just, I was just saying, man, I didn't come to start a fight. It's like, dude, why'd you just come in here, pissing on my rug? Saying, oh, you should kill yourself and... this is stupid. I just thought it was really funny, just backpedal. Like, the moment someone came up to him and didn't just say, fuck you, you suck too, and instead just came out and, like, chill out, he immediately caved. It was just really... that's just one of my favorites, just because of how easily Big Dude just backed down.
I remember getting a comment on my...
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the drawings I did with Dragon Maid. And there's just one guy who said, what did he say? It was something along the lines of, like, I hope you oof. This anime does not deserve to be treated this way. In which I responded with, I hope I oof too, bud. I don't know. It's just like, these things are just really funny to look at. Oh man, I just remember some guy was just talking about, oh man, why doesn't Thanos just snap his fingers already? And I just did the thinking emoji, but it looked like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's like, please just snap already. And then I said, you could also just like leave.
That's normally what it comes down to, yeah. Just like, if this bothers you so much, why are you here?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think this is disgusting what we do, but hey.
But I mean, yeah, it is in its own way a little bit weird and disgusting. But what I'm getting at is like, if it bothers you, then why are you doing it? Or why are you, subjecting yourself to it, And then some people on DeviantArt feel like, or just some people on the internet feel like they're the moral crusaders, I'm going to fix DeviantArt. That guy was one of my favorites, where it was, there was someone who was like,
really?
Like, make DeviantArt, it was like, what, make DeviantArt pure again or something? It's like, dude, do you not realize the name of the fucking website? I am serious. I need to find him because I want him on the podcast too.
Something like that. Wouldn't it be funny if we actually just got like actual
that'd be amazing
on this podcast. What if we got Ricky Berwick on here?
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind.
That'd be awesome.
He'd be like, yeah, I like this stuff.
You never know.
Solitaryscribbles is my favorite.
Oh man, but what? I think we what it is? Did we get some of the comics you got? Scribbles? Don't want to lose you out.
Comments. For some reason, my mind kept thinking commissions. Comments. Like early, I think I got a lot more detesting comments sort of in the second year. This past year actually hasn't been too bad when it comes to passersby coming upon and being like, what the heck is this? I'm trying to remember. There was, I won't get too deep into this, but there was one piece that I uploaded in 2016 that was a commission, and it resulted in this like huge comment war that evolved into like nothing about the commission at all, and it just like came out of nowhere, because I think that's the only piece I've had to disable comments on, because I think it got to over 100 of these two people just going back and forth, and it got to the point where it got really inappropriate and too far, and I was like, alright, I'm ending this now. I won't get too deep into what was said, but that, and it was between these two people. It's not like it was between like the commissioner and someone else. It was these two people that weren't related to the piece at all, and it just got really out of hand.
How do you feel about people who defend your honor in the comments? Where someone will comment saying like, "Oh my God, this is so dumb and bad, and you should kill your face." And then people in the comments say, "No, you should kill your face," and as in like your defense. How do you feel about those people? You kind of feel like they're like brown nosing a bit.
Kind of neutral. I understand where they're coming from, but I also just the way that some people deal with it sometimes just seems kind of counterintuitive. Because when people, the times where people do leave negative comments because fetish stuff is weird and freaky, I usually go back and forth. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in, between like like a meme reply and like a sincere reply. A lot of the times I actually just like, and I don't know if this is like good or not in the grand scheme, a lot of the times I just sort of apologize, like, sorry if this disturbed you or whatever, and just go on your way. Because when you do that, you have the moral high ground, and they can't, if you just reply with an FU or whatever, then they're gonna be like, I feel like that sort of gives them fuel to be like, see how terrible these people are or whatever. And I feel like if you just reply with either some sort of meme answer or some sort of sincere answer, it's like now the ball is in their court, and if they want to stir up anything, that's on them. And I've gotten some replies when I'm like, sorry if this disturbed you or whatever, that are actually pretty nice. Like after that goes, and they're like, it's cool. I was probably a little bit too, what's the word? A little bit too
Heated.
Yeah, and stuff like that. I'd say maybe a quarter of the time where I just reply with an apology, it ends with being on alright, neutral terms, I guess. I don't know. And then when people sort of come in brown nose or whatever, it's like I get it and I appreciate it, but I feel like in doing that you're sort of giving
reason
them I'm trying to find the right words. You're like you're giving them more reason to believe
there's
the thing that they already
one of my strategies I personally enjoy doing it is besides just ignoring it, or sometimes they just ask for an explanation and I just give them the best one I can. But one of my favorite things to do for people who are just straight up like not being civil about it is I just talk to them or I just agree with them. That was my favorite, where because they don't know what to do when they're just like, "Oh, this piece is stupid, and the artist should kill himself." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, this guy sucks." And then they don't know what to do after that because they just dig themselves a deeper hole because it's just they're just constantly stating like how much like I'm a dick. I personally like doing that.
I wouldn't.
That's because you're good.
Because I don't get those comments that much. But that's subjective. But
there's also always the weird few that if you post like fat art, it's alright, but like the moment you post like inflation or something, it's like you're the worst person on earth now, and it's like, I mean, we're all into weird stuff here. I'm not saying you gotta be into it too, but just like don't hold your fetish high and mighty and then sort of like
weird
throw another one.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, is that in the fat and like the inflation part of things, there's a strange lack of overlap. Where like the fat people will think, "Ooh, inflation is so stupid," ugh. And then the inflation people will think, "Ooh, fat is so weird," And I just think that's hilarious that, what are essentially similar in in their action or appearance could be so vehemently opposed to one another. As do I.
Yeah, as a guy who kind of walks both parks on separate days, I don't really understand the whole distaste for one or the other. Is it just sort of you're not really into it, or you just don't really, you prefer the heft over the buoyancy? I don't know. It's just a thing. Maybe personal tastes or something, but yeah.
I mean, personal tastes. That's totally fine. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm into inflation myself. I just think it's fun to draw when I get commissioned for it. Like, you don't have to be into everything that's impractical, and like you could like joke about it and stuff like that. But like when it comes to like the people who are like seriously, legitimately like, why are you posting inflation? That's you
It's the
know,
work of the devil.
just draw more fats.
Like,
or
how about I do what
whatever,
I
but
want
it's
to
just kind
do?
of like, you know, come on.
I like that. I like
We're
the idea. Yeah,
we're
just
all freaks
yeah,
here.
man, we're all weird. Like, don't think you're less weird than this. All fetishes, I think, are equally weird, except when you start getting into, you know, like the really gross zone. It's like a certain tier list. We should make an official luck-based. We should make an official luck-based degeneracy tier list of fetishes. I don't want to name them off because I don't want like this to get, you know, taken down.
Yeah.
I would definitely say fat.
I'm just joking.
I'd put furry like in the center. Like it can be good. It's true neutral because it's just sort of something that is included
It's true
with
neutral.
everything. Like, you know, like how, you know, a drink can be included with a meal. It's just like that is something that is there. It can be there. You don't have to have it, but it can be there. Yeah,
It's there.
I'd say it's more of an
It
ingredient
exists.
in
Whether you
the
choose
recipe
to use it or
than
not
its
is up
own
to you.
recipe. Yeah.
Yeah, furry is true neutral. Either that or chaotic neutral. We just have like
I would put
like an alignment chart.
I put anything that leaves the body at chaotic evil. Anything that yes. Yes.
Oxygen?
When you breath.
Exhale fetish?
That's evil. I'm saying that you shouldn't breath.
That's evil. Literally don't breathe. Kreat-Like-Crete has said it now. It is now law. But yeah. We're all weird. So
No,
we should
Absolon,
all
you like
learn to get
round. I
along
don't like
to some
round.
extent.
You should die. I want to. No, I like pyramid inflation.
What are you talking about? You like round two.
No.
Well, time to draw
Doing
that now.
it, doing it well.
I'm doing it.
Well, you know, I have you in my trap, Crete. I've been leading you to believe that I enjoy
Oh,
round
no.
inflation when in fact I enjoy 4D square inflation.
Gotta tap that market. It's free real
I
estate.
don't like when
it's
the
an
girl
niche, dude.
gets round. I like when the girl turns into a
niche.
pyramid. That's so fucking stupid. I can't. I know that someone out there is definitely into that. I'm pretty sure someone would do it
They
unironically
gotta
too. Like I know some people would jerk off to that ironically, and then some unironically. Like it's something they didn't know they had. Isn't that just a big fun?
Well, isn't that just funny?
Wow, what a
Ooh.
big funny. Is there anything else you would like to cover today? Any sort of. I'm just asking either of you because
Alright.
I was just gonna
Are you
ask
asking me, or-
is there any so sort of to go back to your future plans Scribbles, if you wish to disclose them, what were you thinking of moving on to?
Oh yeah, I don't mind getting to yeah, we can touch upon it. I guess animation related stuff.
Oh, cool.
I have a storyboarding job now, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice, man.
Thanks. I also have some other stuff that I wanna start really working on. I won't get too into it, but yeah, just mainly animation related. stuff.
We wish you the best of luck with that.
Interesting.
That's the dream for a lot of people.
Yeah, man.
Much appreciated.
That makes
Yeah.
2 animators we've had
Ah.
so far.
How many last minute commissions have you got? Or
Oh.
commission requests?
Quite a
Before
few.
you leave, draw my waifu.
I mean, I don't blame him for asking. You know, it's like, you know, if an artist you like is leaving, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask to, you know, see if you can get something. But
Yeah.
I've gotten quite a few. I've had to turn them down
snag
because
one.
I'm done with them. So I don't like to turn people down, which has led to a lot of, you know, interesting things in the past. But I'm trying to get better at it and being more assertive with stuff. And saying, you know, yes, I will, or no, I won't. I don't know. I don't like making people upset, but you kind of have to if you want to, you know, just practically. You can't please everybody.
Yeah, sometimes
don't
you just
accept
gotta
it.
say no.
Yeah.
Scribbles, I want a full sequence right now.
Oh no.
I do not believe I've ever disclosed it
Did
on
you
the
tell anybody
podcast
that
now.
story here?
But okay, so there's this guy that we all know. I'm not going to be naming him, but you know who you are, bitch. And so I was doing. This was back when I first started. So I want to, yeah. I was drawing I was doing a request stream, which is the opposite of fun. And this one guy came on there, and what he did was, you know, I was just doing it where, like, yeah, just doing simple requests, you know, like little sketches and whatnot. It's fun, whatever. And you know, people were giving me, you know, basic stuff to do, like, oh, do my favorite girl but fat. It's like, wow, what a surprise. But then one guy came on, and for most of the chat, he was, so as a preface, for the chat, he was telling me about how much he liked Saxon. And, you know, just talking about, like, oh, what artists in this community don't you like? You know, while I was, you know, trying to stream. And then when it gets to the point where he says, man, I really wish that I could commission Saxon, saying this to me specifically. He said, would you be willing to buy me a commission from Saxon? You know, guy I don't know and have never met. And I said, like, if you keep talking to me about this, I'm going to ban you from my streams. Just don't stop. He's like, okay, I'm sorry, geez. And then it gets to the point where, okay, what do you want for your commission? Or not commission, your request. And he said, I would like and he meant this like unironically. I would like a 5-part fully colored sequence of Eris from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy turning into a mountain and farting. Or getting to the size of a mountain and farting. That was the whole message.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody asking someone else.
He just told me, like, straight up, just, would you buy me a commission from Saxon? Like, dude, really? And he knows that I am open for commissions because I need money. Like, can you think?
Yeah.
The quote unquote disguised requests are always fun. Like when you post a piece and it gets a comment like I wonder what they would look like bigger, or the scenario would be really funny if it was X character, you know, stuff that like sounds.
Yeah, they think they're being slick, but really
yeah.
They're not. They're being just as stupid as the others. You can't, but I can make fun of them.
You can't blame someone for trying.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, if you...
Sure you can.
Go for it. Oh no, well,
And
I was just gonna say, yeah, if you can't get a commission, save up your money. Or respect the artist. We ain't monkeys. We ain't here to dance for you. We're here to make shit. Actually, I take it back. Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah.
And I also want to say, because I feel like I've been talking a lot of negative stuff, but like I feel, I mean, Solitaryscribbles as a whole, I think it was a good run. Like, I know that there's a lot of questionable people on DA, but there's a lot of really cool people on there too, and I've met a lot of awesome people while as Solitaryscribbles, and I'm really glad to have met them. And they're still my friends regardless of Solitaryscribbles being up or down. And I really appreciate meeting those kinds of people that are really.
It's really good to. Yeah, it's really good to know that.
It's on their shoulders.
Despite all the jokes
That's
and
nice.
despite all the weirdos in the community, there are still some legitimately good people out there. Always gotta count on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always good.
So,
It's always good to keep in mind.
anything else? Anything else you'd like to mention, or want to disclose or talk about?
If you are an up and coming, or I guess want to get in to fat art or whatever, or fetish art in general, I guess, look at reference. Reference always helps. Even if you're doing stuff that's, I guess, more cartoony or whatever, it still helps to look at reference. I've been trying to do that a bit more myself. Because, I mean, there's this saying, I don't remember where it was from, but you have to know anatomy to know how to break it. And that saying has stuck with me quite a while. So, like, if you're trying to get into fat stuff or whatever, it helps.
That's why I tell. That's
helps
sort of
to
the
look at reference.
idea that I give to a lot of people is, yeah, wherever they say, yeah, but I want to do like cartoony stuff, I say you should still know anatomy, because then once you know it, you can bend it as much as you want. Like, I'm all for drawing what you love, but still gotta learn how to do things first.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm putting too much effort into this.
Yeah, he's doing it. I see it.
Oh wait, he's actually doing it?
Yeah.
Oh great!
my
If
God.
anyone gets the fetish for this
Real.
afterwards,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you know who to curse in your nightmares. Me, and Scribbles, but and I demand
I demand
the
50%
other
of all
60%.
compensation.
Yes, to pay royalties.
Who said I knew math? Haha.
Wait a
From
minute.
who? I surely didn't.
Well, that's is that it? That's all we got for today. On the menu.